Join me as I dive deep into Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 and 23, and challenge myself to find real life examples of God's endless mercy in action. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 to 23. These powerful words speak directly to the heart of our struggles, reminding us that God's mercy is limitless and forever. Many of us have felt the crushing weight of hopelessness and despair, where the darkness seems to close in on every side. We've lost loved ones, faced financial struggles, or battled with mental health issues. It's during these times that we can feel like we're completely alone, like God has abandoned us. But the truth is, we're not alone. In fact, the Bible tells us that we're not alone in our struggles. The Israelites who originally received these words from Jeremiah were in the midst of a devastating crisis. They had lost their city, their temple, and their way of life. They were exiles in a foreign land, feeling abandoned and forsaken by God. But Jeremiah's words brought them hope, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, God's mercy is always present. Today, we're still dealing with the same issues. We're still struggling with feelings of loneliness, fear, and despair. But the good news is that God's mercy hasn't changed. It's still flowing, still available, and still radically transformative. So, how do we tap into this endless mercy? When we look at the historical context of Lamentations, we see that Jeremiah wasn't just speaking empty words. He was speaking from a place of deep pain and struggle. He had witnessed the destruction of his city, the slaughter of his people, and the devastation of his faith community. But even in the midst of all that chaos, he still declared God's mercy. Why? Because he had experienced it firsthand. I've heard countless stories of people who've experienced God's mercy in the most unexpected ways. A woman who lost her husband to cancer only to find comfort in God's presence. A man who struggled with addiction but found redemption through faith-based recovery programs. A family who faced financial ruin but saw God provide miraculously through the generosity of others. These stories remind us that God's mercy isn't just a theological concept. It's a living, breathing reality that can change our lives. When we recognize God's mercy in our lives, it can completely flip our perspective. Instead of seeing our struggles as punishment or abandonment, we can see them as opportunities for growth, redemption, and transformation. We can begin to see that even in the darkest moments, God is still at work, still guiding us, still loving us. The transformative power of God's mercy can bring hope to our lives. It can give us the strength to keep going, even when everything seems lost. It can help us forgive ourselves and others, breaking the chains of bitterness and resentment. And it can remind us that we're not alone, that we're part of a larger story of redemption and grace. In conclusion, the message of Lamentations 3:22 to 23 is a powerful reminder of God's endless mercy. It's a mercy that's available to us every moment, every day, and every year. It's a mercy that's not limited by our circumstances, our failures, or our doubts. It's a mercy that's freely given, lavishly poured out, and radically transformative. If you've experienced God's mercy in your life, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Share your story, share your testimony, and let's encourage one another in our journeys of faith. And if you want to learn more about overcoming despair and finding hope in God's mercy, be sure to check out my previous video on the topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.